Broomfield Dispatch.
Hi there. My name is Dan Krug. I don't think this is an emergency, but this feels really weird.
151, send medical, and 110. I need a 4-centric female down in the garage.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Broomfield Police! Broomfield Police!
A biochemical engineer working and living in Broomfield, Colorado, Kristil Krug is the full package: bright, beautiful, and devoted to her family. On October 2nd, 2023, the story of Kristil's idyllic life takes an unexpected turn when she receives a message from a man she hasn't seen in 20 years.
Just out of nowhere? Just popped back? Okay.
He's been doing it for over 20 years.
Okay. So this
is the first time it's this violent.
The sender says his name is Anthony, a moniker for Kristil's longtime ex, Jack Anthony Holland.
She dated him prior to her relationship with me. So that ended sometime before summer of 2001. That's when Kristil and I started dating. She and I got married in 2007. Fast forward, still married. He had reached out to her via Facebook, wanted to connect, and she was very open about that with me at the time that he had reached out. She accepted the friend request.
It was random and maybe a little strange, but not too concerning until the sender became relentless.
And it's been almost every day since.
okay.
I've gotten a few days break.
And it's always been text message, or has it been
And emails.
email? Okay.
And he's changing his phone number every single time he text messages me too.
Then he started saying some creepy things, song lyrics, talking about romantic movies. She shut it down. She blocked him. I don't know if he blocked her, and kind of went away.
Kristil tells him she isn't interested in reconnecting beyond a friend request. She's 43 years old now, a mother of 3, and someone's wife. Kristil's husband, Daniel Krug, works a stable government job at the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment and spends time with his family on the weekends. The Krugs have been married for nearly 2 decades, and up until the messages started pouring in, Anthony wasn't on their radar.
I don't know what kind of delusion that this is, but it's one of those things where you're just like, I'm not dealing with somebody who can ever be reasoned with.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so...
100%.
Yeah, so me not responding escalates. Me responding, I feel like we go completely the opposite direction.
But her rejection isn't enough. In fact, it may have made things worse. The messages become threatening and sexually aggressive. Soon, Kristil begins receiving an influx of sexually explicit photos from random men. And it's then that she realizes the stalker has placed an online ad for sex listing her phone number. Now her devices are flooded with emails and messages. Kristil's stalker seems to be obsessed, not just with her, but also with her husband, Daniel Krug. Many of the messages demean Daniel, calling him a loser and claiming he leaves Kristil feeling unsatisfied. The stalker seems fixated on getting Daniel out of the picture.
Sure, she has mentioned to you that she and I are going through a rough patch, kind of on the rocks. So probably didn't seem that pressing until it was.
Sure. Are you guys in the process of separating, getting divorced, or working through things?
To be determined.
Kristil doesn't mention her troubled relationship to police, but she does tell them she's concerned for her family's safety.
And I don't think he's done. I think he's going to keep going. Especially after this last interaction where I'm like, you're pretty delusional and you're coming out again of the woodworks and now going above and beyond to really find me.
Hey, how's it going?
The Krugs believe the stalker has attempted his first physical contact with Christile when Daniel Krug sees a male figure running through their yard.
I watched the garage door closing,
Okay.
not necessarily closed.
Sure. Okay.
My wife drove that point home on me. Ran up to the store. I came back about 4:50, 4:55.
Okay.
As I came down, the door was open.
The bigger one or
yeah,
the third?
The double bay
Got it.
door.
Okay.
So as I pulled in, I saw someone. I think it was a guy, but it was so fast.
Yeah.
Blue jeans, gray shirt, run out, jump over my gate,
Okay.
and take off that way.
Got it. Okay.
I cared less about following him than getting inside and checking on my kids.
Yeah. Do you have like a Ring doorbell or any other cameras or anything?
I have a Nest doorbell. We were
Okay.
checking the camera. Nothing on it.
Got it. Okay.
Inside the garage, the Krugs' bikes, tools, and other valuables are all accounted for, leaving police to speculate that the trespassers' motives might have been personal.
Okay.
He kind of went over
This
here.
area.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went that way.
Got
And
it.
once you're over on that side, because the hill, that side of the fence is easy to jump.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I assume you
it doesn't
probably
feel this high.
would. Okay. And did you look back here? Nothing got dropped?
Correct.
There's a run over there? Okay.
Yeah. I walked
Got it.
all around the house. Nothing was dropped that I could find. All of the gates on the windows, the window wells, they were all
Okay.
right where they should be.
Got it. Okay. And is that spare key just for the garage door to get in? Or is
It's
it
the same key for
front
all
door
of
and
us.
all the Okay. When you can, I would probably...
I'm going Home Depot when I'm done with
Okay,
you.
got it. Yeah, just to be safe. I know those aren't cheap, but just to be on the safe side.
Yep.
It'd be very brazen to come back like tonight or something and just walk into a house. So I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. People are getting crazier and crazier, so...
Yeah.
The Krugs worry the stalker might have been rehearsing a home invasion, especially after Christile receives a disturbing message that tells investigators the stalker's behavior is only escalating. In late October, the stalker sends Christile a picture of her husband, Daniel Krug, outside his vehicle.
That picture that day, there's snow on the ground. My husband had only gone into work on that Tuesday for Halloween.
Okay.
So like it's our first snow, and he had only gone in that day, not the Monday prior.
Right.
I can tell because of the timing when my husband left work. We know that was the morning.
Got it. Okay.
Fortunately, even though my husband has a camera in his car, he did not see anybody.
Sure.
And then unfortunately lost all the video because he didn't save it. So
Yeah.
I don't have
Do
any
we-
video evidence.
To investigators, it seems convenient that this stalker has evaded surveillance cameras not once but twice, first outside the Krug home and later outside Daniel Krug's vehicle. Now investigators have to wonder, does Kristil Krug even have a stalker at all? Is this a ruse, something she concocted to get attention and maybe get enough sympathy from her husband to fix her failing marriage?
Is there any reason to suspect that Christile is not being honest in any of this?
No.
No.
I know her. No.
Okay.
I believe everything that she has said to me.
And about this Anthony guy, do you think he's the kind of person to actually do this stuff, or do you think it's somebody else?
I've never met him.
Yeah. Just a few contacts over the years directly to her, but nothing.
I have never met him, never interacted via any social media platform. All I know about him is what she has relayed to me. So snippets from the past and then more information over the last few weeks. Sure. But that's it.
Yeah. With that being, I know that Christile, we put her car on a lift on Tuesday afternoon to see if there's any sort of GPS tracking or anything like that.
She told me.
We couldn't find anything on the car. So one of the
I don't know if that
things.
makes me feel better or worse.
Investigators ask Daniel if they can trail his car because the stalker appears to be fixated on him as much as his wife.
Again, just kind of playing the game of chess. We're just trying to figure something out to draw him out. Problem is, this guy's not very trackable.
Yeah, that's what her PI said.
Kristil Krug has hired a private investigator to try to track down Anthony. The PI turns up 2 possible addresses for him, one in Utah and one in Idaho. But here's the thing, these locations are hundreds of miles away, leaving investigators with the lingering feeling that maybe Kristil isn't really being followed. The question remains, could Kristil Krug's unsuccessful marriage be a motive to make it all up? The PI passes this information along to Broomfield Police. The police say they want digital evidence to prove these messages and photos are from Kristil's ex before knocking on his door. In the meantime, investigators tell the Krugs to stay calm and get prepared.
I understand that Christile has been working on wrapping her own head around self-defense type stuff. What have you been doing?
Largely being paranoid for the last few days. She didn't want me to panic, so she didn't share all of the details of the log. And so, as I got all of the details, my panic level has gone considerably higher. So what am I doing? I'm panicking. And I'm doing a job of protecting my wife. So I'm not doing good.
Yeah, I can see that.
On November 12th, investigators apply for warrants from Google, Verizon, and TextNow, a free phone service and mobile data provider that lets users make calls and send messages using Wi-Fi. But with major companies, warrant applications tend to process slowly, and investigators are left waiting. Thanksgiving passes, and the messages continue. Despite investigators' efforts to trail the stalker, they come up empty, just as they expected. No one seems to be following Kristil or Daniel Krug, and they still haven't gotten the data they requested. As the digital harassment persists into early December, the Krug's marital turmoil escalates. Messages between Kristil and her parents reveal that Daniel asked her to move out. Then on the morning of December 14th, Kristil goes dark. At 8:56 a.m., Kristil sends a text message to her husband asking him to pick up their daughter from school that day so she could meet with detectives. Daniel sends multiple text messages in response, one at 9:17, another at 10:03, and a third message at 11:47. They all go unanswered. Daniel also sends 2 text messages to the lead investigator on Kristil's stalker case, Detective Martinez. One at 10:33 and the other he sent just before noon. Then Daniel asks a neighbor to go to his home to check on Kristil. Around the same time, he places a call to the Broomfield Police Department.
Broomfield Dispatcher. Hi there. My name is Dan Krug. I don't think this is an emergency, but this feels really weird.
Okay.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Okay.
We've had threats against us. She was supposed to meet with Detective Martinez today, but I can't get a hold of him. Can I get maybe a wellness check at the house? I'm nervous that she's not answering me.
Yeah, understandable for sure.
Hello.
Oh, I'm their neighbor, and they called me. They're like, can you go see if she'll answer the
Oh, yeah, he sent us as well, so.
All right, well, you got this.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate it.
There's nothing missing and no sign of an intruder. Kristil has decorated the house for Christmas. The tree is up, the lights have been strung. The home is quiet, maybe too quiet.
151, send medical, and 110. I need a 4-centric. I got a female down in the garage.
Inside the garage, the responding officer sees Kristil Krug lying on the cement floor, dead from a stab wound to the chest and clear signs of blunt force trauma to her head. Kristil Krug had been on her way out of the house when she was attacked, likely from behind with a blunt object. Her purse is found on the ground just feet from her body. Blood spatter on top indicates she was wearing it at the time she was attacked. Just outside the door where Kristil would have walked through to enter the garage, the wall is stained with blood. It's clear now that Kristil Krug wasn't falsifying her claims of being stalked.
It's on the gallery. No. 4.
Take a deep breath. It's a 4.
It's a 4. It's a 4. She had to be picked up early to make it.
Okay, it's Dan. Dan, that's your mouth. Dan, I need you to breathe through your nose, not through your mouth. Just focus.
Oh my God,
One state over, law enforcement agents rushed to a home in Utah, the home of Kristil's ex-boyfriend from 20 years ago, armed with a warrant for his arrest.
Okay, thank you for your patience and your cooperation. I really appreciate it. Are you okay if we talk for a moment? You can stay seated. Stay seated.
Yeah.
Here's your driver's license back, man.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple of names to see if you recognize any names.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the name Kristil Krug? She may have been Grimsrod when you knew her.
Yeah.
And do you know a Daniel Krug?
No.
No? How do you know Kristil?
She was an ex-girlfriend.
She's an ex-girlfriend? How long's the ex? Like how long ago?
1999.
Oh, so like a long while ago.
She was my very first girlfriend ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time you talked to Kristil? Has it been a minute?
It's been a minute, yeah.
Like since you moved from Durango?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been what, back in 2014?
Yeah.
Have you had any contact with anybody in that area since? Anybody,
No.
or have they contacted you at any time?
No.
Back in Broomfield, investigators walked Daniel Krug into an interview room, the same interview room he sat in just weeks ago, as he asked investigators to prevent this very crime from taking place. Now he tells them what he knows about the last morning of his wife's life.
She was in the kitchen. She was in the kitchen. She asked if I was working from home. I said no, I was just late in leaving. Dan, when did you leave the house today? Guess. Approximate. 8:20. It's on the count. You said 8:20, and you left in which vehicle? Mine. Which is a? Black Monster. Okay. 8:24 sound right? Okay. You left out of the garage? Always.
That leaves about 3 hours between the time Daniel Krug says he left the house and the moment his wife's body was discovered.
She texted me like, I don't know, 3-ish hours ago, and I've asked her multiple questions since then, and she's not responding.
With no signs of forced entry into the home, police think that Kristil Krug's killer must have been someone she knew, maybe someone she's known for a long time.
Martinez knows all of this. We have both been targeted by a stalker.
When was the last time you had any contact with somebody from that area?
Like 2014.
2014? Okay.
Or actually maybe a little after. My buddy Steve lived there, but he moved from there too.
When did Steve move?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
He lives in Alaska now.
Oh, cool. That's
cool. He was my friend growing up when I was 16.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Steve moved to Alaska about the same time you moved, or a little after?
No, way after.
Way after?
Yeah.
Okay. You had any contact with anybody since from that area?
No.
Okay. I'm going to give you a phone number. and it's to a sergeant with the Broomfield Police Department.
Okay.
You do have an active warrant out of Broomfield Police Department, and they were debating on if they were going to have us arrest you or not. They are not going to have us arrest you on it. I'm going to advise you of the fact that you do have a warrant out of Colorado, and you can talk to this sergeant about the details of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know why I did. I didn't.
So that's just because you got that active warrant. I don't know the details of the stalking warrant. It's a stalking warrant. You can talk to him about that as well.
Broomfield police want to speak with Holland, but they don't need to put him in the back of a patrol car. After discovering Kristile's body, Broomfield police follow up with Google, Verizon, and TextNow about their request to get the data to try to figure out where these text messages were coming from. Now, given the severity of the situation, the response is immediate. The data shows that for months, the threatening and sexually explicit messages that were being constantly sent to Kristil Krug weren't coming from out of state, but from right there in Colorado. Each contact can be linked to an IP address similar to a government building in Broomfield. A building that Daniel Krug walked into the very morning of his wife's murder, just as he did nearly every morning, except on December 14th, he arrived late.
I just want to be in a safe place with my children. I need to know where I can take them. I don't know if I can go back to the house, but I have to get their things.
Hey, Dan, one step at a time, okay? Right now, detectives are conducting the investigation over at your home. Okay, so getting their items right now isn't going to be a possibility, okay?
I want to go be with my children.
Okay.
I just used up all my energy on
Hey.
a brave face.
Can't imagine how hard that was.
It seems that Detective Martinez and his team doubted the wrong spouse. They spent weeks investigating the victims instead of the real perpetrator. Now armed with the data to fill the gaps, investigators hope they finally can catch a killer who's been hiding in plain sight all along.
Would you be willing to give us the password and all that stuff to the online camera so we can look at those?
Daniel Krug has security cameras installed all over his house. He made sure to do so after he allegedly saw a man jumping over his fence weeks ago.
When you can, I would probably...
I'm going Home Depot when I'm done with you.
Okay, got it. Yeah, just to be safe.
But on the morning of December 14th, the cameras that should have a direct view of the garage are powered off. Forensic evidence shows they were shut off at 8:15 a.m. Daniel's dash camera is also turned off, similar to how it failed to pick up a view of anyone suspicious outside his vehicle back in October.
Can I just ask, what do you think happened today with Kristil? What do you think? What's your theory?
I don't know.
Well, you gotta have one. I mean, I'm sure a million different thoughts have run through your mind. What do you think happened?
I left. She was in the kitchen. She would have had whatever meetings that she had. And then she said she was meeting with you. But you know nothing about that, so I have no idea what the that is. What's his name? The other detective said that the cameras were turned off. That shouldn't happen. The only way that the cameras can be turned off is through the app. One of us has to hit the button. And one of them looks like it has something on it. So, in my brain, I'm thinking someone made a move against her.
The doorbell camera was covered with a piece of painter's tape. Whoever placed it there probably hoped it would stop the camera from picking up any video from that morning. But they probably never suspected it would lead investigators to another key piece of evidence. Crime scene investigators are able to match the edge of the painter's tape to a roll of tape inside a kitchen drawer in the Krug home. A roll of tape that Daniel Krug purchased during one of his many trips to the hardware store, where he was supposed to be buying home security items to protect his wife, not his alibi.
So in my brain, the story that I have is someone came to the door. Maybe she went outside to get a package, and they must have come in. And she's a fighter. She is strong. She would have fought. That's why I warned them when I was at the house, and I asked, did she get any shots off? She has a gun. She just went through the concealed carry class. She has an appointment to get her license. She had to have been surprised, but without a doubt, she fought.
So, I mean, who do you think killed her?
I think it's Anthony.
Okay.
If not him, I have no other suggestion.
What if I told you that we had already spoken with Anthony and there's no way that he was in town today?
And I have nothing. And I'm terrified to bring my children home.
What are you terrified of?
If it wasn't him, who was it?
Kristil Krug's killer could not have been her ex. On several of the dates in November when she received these alarming messages and emails from her stalker, the real Anthony was at work in Utah. And on the day of the murder, he couldn't have been in Broomfield because he was out Christmas shopping in Utah, and he had the receipts to prove it.
So, one of the things that we really started looking into today in effort to find Anthony is what is it? The Gmail. What was the other?
Text now numbers.
The text now numbers and things like that. And
I don't know what text now is.
It's like an app that you can get fake phone numbers and contact people through Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a Wi-Fi only.
Oh, the spoofing. Gotcha.
Kinda.
Yeah, not really spoofing, but like if I wanted to text somebody, let's say I was buying something on Craigslist and I didn't want them to know my real phone number because I don't want them coming back to me or whatever, I would just get a text now account and it would, almost like a Google Voice, whatever, okay?
But because somebody was murdered today, we have the ability to tell them that, and they will generally provide us with information immediately. That's what exigent circumstances means.
Okay.
Because we're trying to find the killer.
So some of that information that we've been able to receive today is a little bit, I don't know, concerning, I guess. The Gmail account that, and you can speak more specifically.
And that text now number we were talking about, the number that he initially texted Christile from. The Gmail account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and the phone number, those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
Doesn't make any sense. Well, he took the photo of me at my office.
Right. But both of those accounts originated from IP addresses that list back to your office.
I don't know what to do with that.
The timing of the emails and text messages sent to Christile all line up with the hours that her husband was at work.
I don't have a narrative or a story that I can offer you. Because I thought we were on the same side.
It's clear to Detective Martinez and his team that Daniel Krug has spent the last 10 weeks terrorizing his wife and framing an innocent man who lived an entire state away. Investigators also know that the emails and messages that also came from a stalker aren't the only messages Daniel Krug is behind. The text that Kristil Krug sent her husband at 8:56 a.m. on the morning of her death was also from Daniel. Data shows that the message was scheduled the night before. Kristil's phone had not actually been used since 8:22 a.m. on December 14th, just 2 minutes before security footage captures Daniel Krug leaving the home through the garage. After speaking with people close to Kristil, investigators discovered that it was her who wanted to end their marriage, and Daniel Krug was willing to do anything to stop her from leaving.
When you're telling the story, I drew that conclusion that a lot of this stalking stuff has brought you closer and maybe given a little bit of hope in your relationship that you can accomplish something together.
Kind of using this circumstance to bring you guys closer together. You yourself said that. Having the common goal of circling the wagons.
It's something along the lines that it felt like we had more teamwork. Right. I think there's a big gap between teamwork and rekindling a romance.
My conversations with Christile, she was not putting you in the most masculine light. And when your buttons are pushed far enough, people break, people snap, people act out, people do things that they might regret without thinking. And it could be just the littlest button in the end that causes that.
Even Christile, in her final days, had suspected her own husband of being her stalker. She told loved ones that she feared the man who had been threatening her for weeks was living under the same roof. Internet searches from the evening of December 13th confirm her worst fear. Perhaps the fear of finally being caught was enough to push Daniel Krug into committing the crime he had been planning for more than 2 months and finalizing just the night before.
What would you think, or what would you say if we told you that other people you talk to that are close to your wife expressed that she had, maybe you told them that she suspected you of having...
She said that right to my face. That she wanted to know if it was me. I told her no.
Is 6.5 hour drive from here. There's no way he could have made that drive. If he flew, we would have record of that. That doesn't show up on any sort of flight record through the FBI, DEA, Homeland Security, anything like that.
All this time that we've been looking for him, for the protection order, and you just found him today, like that?
Because I've been looking at you, but I've been waiting for these records to come back.
We've been chasing the wrong dog.
Am I under arrest? It sounds like you're accusing me.
We have a lot of information that points your direction, and we were hoping that you could provide a legitimate explanation other than it wasn't me.
But there is only one explanation for why Kristil Krug was murdered in her own home. And if Daniel Krug shares it with investigators, he knows he'll never walk through his front door again.
I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I want to be here. I want to hug my children. I want to know that they're safe. And I need to figure out where the hell they're sleeping tonight. I've answered a bunch of your questions. Can you please answer mine? Where is Kristin? She's still at the house. I want to see my children. Are we done here? Are we done here?
Well, that's up to you. I mean, I think we still have a lot of unanswered questions. But, I mean, I'd like to know what happened this morning. I'd like to know
Me too.
what caused you to get so upset to hurt your wife, because I believe that's what happened. I believe that you've been because there's no other logical explanation.
I want to know what happened to her. Did she fight? Did she get shots upon? Where was she in the house? I have who said they were doing CPR in the garage. That's all I know. So tell me, did she fight? Did she get shots on? Where is she in the house?
We haven't been there to know. And there's only one person in this room that can tell us.
2 days later, on December 16th, Kristil Krug's husband is arrested for her murder. On December 21st, 2023, the 17th Judicial District Attorney's Office charges 43-year-old Daniel Krug with first-degree murder, 2 counts of stalking, and criminal impersonation. Despite the charges and all the evidence against him, Daniel Krug continues to lie to the faces of law enforcement and proclaim his innocence.
I don't care if you capture him. I just want the bag. He took my children's mother for Christmas. They're never going to get over that. All the therapy.
Despite being the only person who knows exactly what happened to Kristil Krug, there's one question Daniel can't seem to stop thinking about, a question he's asked police over and over since his wife's murder.
Did she put up a fight? I don't know. What I told my kids, because that was the first thing that asked. Did mommy fight? I have to believe that mommy was strong. Because she was a good woman for my daughters. So I told everybody, no, mommy fought. She had to. I can't tell you with certainty. But from what I know of Kristil, she seemed like a fighter.